Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all excellencies, colleagues, friends, guests, and speakers present on the Crowdcast digital platform on the concluding day of the International Digital Summit and expert discussion on COVID 19 global impact. I would like to start by appreciating from the core of my heart all of our distinguished guests for their supporting during all 5 days of this long marathon on the 100 days of COVID 19. I appreciate everyone for taking out some time for their busy schedule to address this important dialogue and vision for future after the pandemic. It was an honor to hear out all the renowned experts from the world who have voluntarily come forward to join this new modern union which is dedicated towards initiating people to people dialogue rather than corporate dialogue on COVID 19. I know we all realize and cherish the fact that people form a part of the most valuable treasure existing on the planet and thus believe that it's them who drive their leaders to communicate their opinions to others. Idea of this amazing conference sprang up in one of the social dialogue meeting during Africa Family Dialogue, and since then our core team from Africa, Russia and India working towards it to make a success. There was a strong support from Mr. Jose, President of Africa Organization and associate organizations from all over the world who came together during this critical time. From people responded to COVID 19 at home and abroad from all over the world. In some places, the death toll has caused a severe instability, while in other places, the lockdown has resulted into an economic dip. Today, as we mark the 100th day into the pandemic, this 5 day elaborate conference was an attempt to analyze how our lives have changed during this period and also how can we deal with in the future. All these days during the conference we focused on different aspects of the human life and tried to critically discuss and final sustainable solution to the problem faced in these areas. A short analysis has been done to assess current position in tackling the pandemic is observed by me and my colleague brother Mr. Topchev, President of the Persian Society from Berlin and very senior member of the Africa family. This analysis examines strength, weakness, opportunities and threats on the COVID front and aims to come out with recommendations that can help battle the crisis. This will also act as the foundation for various stakeholders to pursue and convert opportunity into strength and prevent weaknesses from turning into threats. Friends, this year is the International Year of the Nurses and Midwives. This conference was intended to be a movement to recognition for the incredible contribution that nurses and midwives makes every day in every. The pandemic has robbed us of that opportunity, but it has only served to illustrate why nurses, midwives, and all health workers are so important for our lives and our families. Nurses and midwives have been on the front line in this fight against COVID 19, protecting others by putting themselves upon to the harm. Many have made the ultimate sacrifice in their pursuit of serving humanity. We salute them and we respect and honor all nurses and midwives. The world today is facing a shortfall of 6 million nurses to achieve and sustain universal health coverage. But it also provides a roadmap for governments to invest in nursing to fill that gap and progress towards universal health coverage and health for all. Now more than ever, the world needs nurses and midwives. So we give recommendation from this platform that all governments and international organizations should think about how we can empower nursing and midwife sector after COVID 19 because we are having very big shortfall. We have come others together as the nations of the world to confront the defining health crisis of our time. It is the mysterious new disease that has put authorities around the world on higher alert. The outbreak of the pandemic has really hit every one of us in different ways. More than being affected individually, it has had a catastrophic effect on almost all the countries in the world, from agriculture to medicine, from economy to finance. No sector has been left untouched by the devastating effect of this pandemic. More than 8.5 million cases of COVID 19 have now been reported to WHO, and more than 450,000 people have lost their lives. But number doesn't have any story of this pandemic. Each loss of life leaves an eternal scar on families, community, and nation. The health impacts of the pandemic extend far beyond the sickness and death caused by the virus itself. The disruption to health system threatens to unwind decades of progress against maternal and child mortality, HIV, malaria, tuberculosis, non-communicable diseases, mental health, polio, and many others of the most urgent health threats. And yet, this is so much more than a health crisis. Lives and livelihood have been lost or upended. Hundreds of millions of people have lost their jobs. Fear and uncertainty abound. The global economy is headed for it since the Great Depression. The pandemic has brought out the best and worst for humanity. Fortitude and fear, solidarity and suspicion, rapport and recrimination. This contagion exposes the fault, lines, inequalities, injustices, and contradiction of our modern world. It has highlighted our strength and has been hailed and scorned. Nations have come together as never before, and geopolitical division have been thrown into sharp relief. We have seen what is possible with cooperation and what we risk without it. The pandemic is a reminder of the intimate and delicate relationship between people and planet and for Mother Nature. Any efforts to make our world safer are doomed to fail unless they address the critical interface between people and pathogens and the existential threat to climate change that is making our earth less habitable. For all the economic, military, and technological might of nations, we have been humbled by this very small microbe. If this virus is teaching us anything, it's humility. Time for humility. We come in grief for those we have lost. We come with concern for those still fighting for their lives. We come with determination to triumph over the common threat, and we come with hope for the future. The world has confronted several pandemics before this, and the first caused by a coronavirus. This is a dangerous enemy with a dangerous combination of features. This virus is efficient, fast, and fatal. It can operate in the dark, spread silently. If we are not paying attention, then suddenly explode if we are not ready and makes moves like a bushfire. We have seen the same pattern repeated in the cities and countries all over the world. We must treat this virus with the respect and attention it deserves. Another thing this virus has shown us that power without cooperation is power wasted. Today all the acclaimed organizations who were preachers of health and well-being and were thought to work in favor of humanity are all quit and in a standstill. Today even money fails to secure lives, as if it was so, then all the commercial capital of the world would have been saved from this pandemic. A small country like New Zealand taught us how important it is to walk together, think together, and act in solidarity together. They don't have corona cases. BRICS have always worked together. BRICS countries having their own GDP growth. They initiated people-to-people dialogue, and it has done so as it realized how important it is to be united in facing whatever comes on the way. So we are from the BRICS bloc, and we feel that BRICS countries are very well conducting in comparison to Europe. I thereby rest my speech by thanking each and everyone who has helped in the smooth flow of this 5-day conference, be it Viva and Julia and their teams from different organizations and teams from BRICS organizations. Everyone has worked tirelessly to put together idea to change into reality. I also extend my humble gratitude to all the wonderful speakers, experts, and youth who shared their views and their words of wisdom showed us the way to face this pandemic in a better way. Thank you very much. Namaste.